Welcome, seekers of inner peace and prosperity, to Wisdom and Wealth, a channel dedicated to those over 40 who are looking to navigate the complexities of life with grace and understanding. We delve into timeless wisdom, offering practical insights to enrich your life's journey. If you're seeking a deeper connection to yourself and the world around you, please consider subscribing to our channel. It's free, and it helps us bring more content like this to you. Silence is often misunderstood, seen as an absence when in reality, it's a powerful presence brimming with untold potential. It's not merely the lack of sound, it's a space filled with answers, insights, and the energy of transformation. The truly wise don't feel compelled to broadcast every thought or feeling. The shallow, on the other hand, often seek validation by filling the void with incessant chatter. For those who embark on the path of Zen, the first lesson is the sacred balance of inner life and the outer world. It's not about being secretive, but about protecting the potent energy of silence, an energy that words can inadvertently dissipate. Remember, a mind that constantly talks can leak, and a heart that shares too readily becomes vulnerable. Think about it this way: the moment you verbalize your plans, your joys, your struggles, or your spiritual path, you begin to unravel the delicate threads that hold them together. In Zen, the more you speak, the further you drift from the truth, the more you embrace silence, the more clarity enters your life. The noble silence, central to Buddhist doctrine, isn't just a practice, it's a shield, protecting you from misunderstandings, envy, manipulation, and the erosion of your spiritual force. And if you're finding value in these insights, why not take a moment to like this video and subscribe? Your support helps us reach more people seeking wisdom. Ancient texts remind us that unnecessary speech is like giving away your energy without receiving anything in return. Not all silence stems from ignorance. Sometimes, it's a strategic form of protection, a reservoir of wisdom, and often, the very genesis of your personal transformation. A traveler, burdened by past failures, betrayals, and a lingering emptiness, once embarked on a quest for the truth of life. He poured out his heart to one master after another, recounting his story, his dreams, his regrets, detailing what went wrong, who caused him pain, and his future aspirations. The responses varied drastically. Some offered pity, others provided lengthy advice, while some even suggested rituals, chants, or prayers. Yet, despite all this, his life remained stagnant. The more he revealed, the more lost he became, and the more advice he received, the more confusion clouded his mind. Every word he shared seemed to return to him distorted, used against him, or utterly drained of meaning. He eventually reached a point where silence was the only refuge that remained. Then one day, he encountered a silent teacher. The teacher, without uttering a single word, gestured towards a serene stone garden. The traveler, exhausted and disheartened, sat beside him in silence, no explanations, no sharing, no questions. For days, they sat in silence. Weeks passed, and nothing outwardly changed, but slowly, something began to shift within him. A weight lifted, a profound calmness settled in, and the traveler realized he no longer felt the need to voice his story. He simply observed the trees, breathed deeply, and began to experience a profound sense of healing. Without fully understanding how, he stopped needing to share his life with anyone. The philosophy behind this practice is multifaceted. Firstly, every time you articulate your intentions, you're essentially planting seeds in soil you don't control. The ears that hear you may not offer support, some may harbor envy, others may doubt, and some may secretly hope for your failure. Your energy is a sacred resource, and in Zen, it's believed that intentions should remain nurtured within the womb of your soul. Let them flourish in the quiet darkness of your silence, shielded from premature exposure. Once they are mature, they will blossom organically, and even those who initially doubted will become your witnesses, not your destroyers. Secondly, there is the illusion of validation. Often, when individuals constantly share details of their lives, they aren't necessarily seeking genuine connection but, instead, are craving validation. This need is subtle yet incredibly dangerous. When you continuously talk about your joy, you inadvertently invite others to measure it, question it, and, at times, diminish it. A truly peaceful life doesn't hinge on public opinion, and a fulfilled individual walks in quiet contentment. The more you seek external validation, the more dependent you become on other people's responses. In Buddhism, this attachment to validation is considered a source of suffering. Your narrative becomes a self-made cage, built with your own words. Thirdly, and perhaps most importantly, silence safeguards the sacred. In the early teachings of the Buddha, students were taught the vital importance of right speech, which entails speaking only when it fosters harmony or enlightenment. Speaking simply to be heard is a form of craving, a desire to be seen, acknowledged, pitied, or praised. However, when your life is regarded as sacred, it must be shielded, not exposed. Keep your transformations private, let your inner glow speak for you, not your words. Now, if you're finding these principles resonating within you, please subscribe to our channel for more wisdom like this. Let's delve deeper into this profound wisdom. Imagine a woman who maintained a journal, meticulously recording her visions, dreams, and the deepest stirrings of her soul. She never shared it, not even with her closest confidants. These words were solely for her and the divine. Through this act of writing in silence, she healed, she grew stronger, and she weathered storms without an audience. One day, someone stumbled upon a page and suggested, "Why don't you share your experiences with others? It would inspire so many." She simply smiled and responded, "If I had needed others to know, I never would have survived." This illustrates the hidden path. Not all strength is outwardly visible. The most powerful individuals walk among us, revealing very little. Their peace isn't explained, it's felt. Their wounds aren't discussed, they are transcended. Their plans aren't announced, they are executed quietly. People often don't listen to understand, they listen to respond, to compare, or to later spread gossip. Even those who genuinely care might inadvertently misinterpret you, risking distortion of your truth. Remember, your journey is deeply personal and unique. When you speak prematurely, others might project their own fears onto your path. They might discourage you, not out of malice, but because they simply can't see what you see. Each time you speak, you invite unnecessary karma, creating karmic ripples. Some words lead to unhealthy attachments, others lead to unrealistic expectations, and some even attract energies that hinder your growth. True peace doesn't need to be proclaimed, it radiates from within, subtly affecting others without uttering a word. When you embody peace, silence becomes your trusted companion, and your mere presence becomes a powerful language. Silence is your greatest ally. It allows you to build inner strength. What remains unspoken grows stronger, like a tree that thrives undisturbed. Your healing, your success, and your enlightenment become permanent when they are rooted in the fertile ground of silence. It also allows you to connect more deeply with yourself. When you cease explaining your journey to others, you begin to understand it more profoundly yourself. Silence brings a clarity that no conversation can provide, allowing you to feel your own rhythm. Embrace the power of silence to create the life you desire. Finally, it frees you from the shackles of others' opinions. Words often bind you to external opinions, while silence sets you free. You no longer feel compelled to update, defend, or justify your path. One evening, the same traveler stood by a river, as a group passed by, loudly discussing their dreams and struggles. He observed them with a gentle smile, remembering his own past. One of them asked, "What are you doing out here all alone?" He replied, "Listening to what I no longer need to say." The group laughed and moved on, but he felt no hurt. Silence had become his teacher, no explanation was required, no audience was necessary. He had become whole, not through expression, but through careful withholding. In Buddhist teachings, noble silence is regarded as a spiritual discipline, practiced to train the mind to remain present, non-reactive, and rooted in mindfulness. When you stop articulating what you feel, what you desire, and what you plan, your soul begins to whisper truths you never noticed before. Silence does not equate to isolation, it signifies purification. Words carry weight, while silence brings lightness, and only in lightness can you truly rise. This concept is beautifully illustrated in the Zen parable of the empty cup. A student approached a Zen master, eager to learn, and relentlessly shared all he had learned, what he aspired to do, and how diligently he practiced. The master, without a word, began pouring tea into the student's cup until it overflowed. The student exclaimed, "It's spilling over." The master replied, "Like this cup, you are full of your own stories. Until you empty yourself, I cannot fill you. Your stories, though important, can become barriers to deeper realization. Release the urge to speak, let your cup become empty. Only then can truth enter. Stop merely telling your story, and start transforming. When silence becomes your language, peace becomes your companion. Keep your love sacred, let your actions demonstrate it. Keep your pain silent, let your growth explain it. Keep your plans hidden, let your success reveal them. Keep your journey private, let your spirit speak louder than your words. The individual who walks silently possesses a mysterious power, not because they are hiding, but because they are guarding, not because they fear, but because they understand. Your life is not a story for public consumption, it's a sacred scroll to be written with patience and read only by the divine. Let your next chapter unfold in silence, and let that silence teach louder than your voice ever could. As you absorb the teachings of this episode, let one truth resonate within your soul: your silence is not an emptiness, it's a sanctuary. To stop constantly telling what's happening in your life isn't a withdrawal, it's a return to your center, where no opinion can disturb, no judgment can reach, and no jealousy can poison. Zen teaches us that silence is the home of truth, and Buddhism reminds us that every spoken word either plants a seed or steals one from our garden of awareness. Let's now reflect on the key layers of this transformative silence. First, silence is a discipline, not a weakness. The ego screams to be noticed, constantly craving acknowledgement for its suffering, its plans, and its achievements. But the awakened spirit sees beyond this need for validation. By choosing not to speak about what unfolds within you, you're not becoming passive, you're becoming powerful. Silence, in its highest form, is self-command. You are teaching yourself to listen more than react, to observe more than announce, and to embody more than perform. You're not avoiding connection, you're choosing sacred protection. Secondly, energy flows where attention goes. In both Zen and Buddhist philosophy, energy is viewed as a sacred stream. Each time you speak, you redirect this energy outward, but when you remain quiet, you preserve energy inward. You're no longer scattering your sacred force into conversations that yield nothing but distortion. What you protect grows, and what you reveal too early crumbles under the weight of misunderstanding. Think of your words as seeds, some are not meant to be scattered across the wind. They require fertile soil, nourishing water, ample time, and the nurturing embrace of silence. The deepest parts of your transformation do not need to be broadcasted, they need to be nurtured. Thirdly, there is the danger of being misunderstood. Even those who genuinely love you might not see the world as you do, not because they dislike you, but because their unique paths have shaped different perspectives. When you share your plans, your healing journey, or your spiritual awakening, they hear it through their own lens, not yours. Silence prevents distortion, allowing your reality to remain in its purest form. Once you speak it, it begins to twist through filters of opinions and feedback. Soon, you begin to doubt your truth, question your steps, and forget your inner compass. But when you walk silently, you walk steadily, following your own truth, not the shadows of commentary. Fourthly, remember that your journey is meant to be lived, not explained. The obsession with explaining ourselves to friends, family, and followers stems from the mind, not the soul. The mind fears being invisible, craving assurance, but the soul only seeks alignment. You do not owe anyone an update on your life. You are not required to explain your decisions, your shifts, your solitude, or your silence. The moment you begin to live freely, you step into your power. Ask yourself, why do I feel the need to tell others this part of me? If the answer is to seek understanding, pause, because your greatest growth will not be understood, it will only be felt by you. Fifthly, real power is quiet confidence. Those who master themselves speak less and do more. They do not announce, they arrive. They do not warn, they change. They do not explain, they radiate. Look at nature. The moon doesn't beg for attention, yet it controls the tides. The sun never speaks, yet it nourishes the entire earth. The bamboo bends but never breaks, and it does so silently. The strongest forces in life are wordless. Why not you? When you walk into a room and say nothing, your presence speaks volumes. When you undergo transformation without explanation, your results become a powerful testimony. When you detach from the need to tell, you become untouchable. Sixthly, healing begins where silence lives. Healing does not require an audience. The pain you carry, the scars you nurse, and the past you try to explain, none of them heal faster through storytelling. True healing begins when you stop retelling the story and start embodying the lesson. The more you talk about your wounds, the more you reopen them. The more you sit in silent observation of your pain, the more it dissolves. Zen teaches that all suffering is a lesson asking to be absorbed, not shared endlessly. You are not obligated to share what hurt you, you are invited to learn from it, rise above it, and quietly become someone who no longer bleeds. Seventh, every word you speak creates karma. In Buddhist thought, speech is one of the pillars of the Noble Eightfold Path. Right speech is more than avoiding lies, it means not saying what doesn't serve your higher path. Each time you speak without awareness, you create karma. Some of it binds you, some of it delays you, and some of it returns as tests. But when you remain silent in awareness, you build merit, protect your energy, and reduce entanglements. Silence reduces karma. It clears the path, invites purity, lifts you from worldly confusion, and pulls you into inner stillness. Eighth, protect your sacred inner temple. The mind is like a temple, you decide who walks in. When you open your soul to everyone, you invite spiritual pollution. Not everyone can handle the depth of your emotions, your desires, or your revelations. Some will criticize, others will misuse it. Protect your inner life as you would protect fire from the wind. Keep it enclosed, let it grow strong before you reveal its warmth. In Zen, the highest knowledge is transmitted without speaking. It's passed through presence, through vibration, through stillness. Let your silence become your sacred temple. Finally, you don't owe anyone a story. You owe no one an explanation of why you are silent. You are not required to narrate your solitude or justify your growth. What the world expects is noise, what your soul expects is peace. Do not fall into the trap of speaking just to maintain connection. Speak only when your silence has fully blossomed into wisdom, then, your words will not be mere stories, they will be medicine. When you truly master your silence, you will discover that your peace will begin to intimidate, your stillness will begin to disturb, your absence will become louder than your presence, and you will not need to say a word. Become the silence that transforms everything. Your silence is not emptiness, it's fullness. It carries all your prayers, all your courage, and all your intention. When you stop telling what's going on in your life, you create spiritual boundaries, refine your energy, and allow the divine to move through your life without resistance. In Zen, the master does not explain the moon, he simply points, and the student must see for themselves. So too must you become. Don't explain your life, point toward its truth by living it fully, silently, and completely. Let your energy speak, let your transformation reveal itself, and let your silence become a magnet for peace and a fortress of strength. Walk quietly, breathe deeply, and speak only when your words improve upon the silence. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Just click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you'd like to see next. Remember to subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth for more invaluable insights and timeless wisdom. And finally, remember that your journey is personal, your truth is sacred, and your silence is power. See you in the next video.